It felt awkward all the way until the whistle blew to start the game. And once that whistle blew to get that first kickoff going, it just, you don't even know the calendar year or what day is in. All you care about is that the young men got an opportunity to play football. We got an opportunity to coach it.
So Southern University escapes Montgomery with a 24-21 win over Alabama State. I think Coach Ely said it right. Things felt a little awkward, a little different. Friday night football in the SWAC in February is the spring. But hey, once that game was over, if you watched it, you can say you saw a really good game. For Southern University, they did what they needed to do. They come into a hostile environment on the road. They've been off for a year and a half like everyone else, and they held on for a win that came down to the last play of the game. For Alabama State, they did what Alabama State seems to do. They showed you that they have a lot of talent. They can hang in there. But at the end of the game, it's always a play here, a play there, that they just fall short, and it's a woulda, shoulda, coulda outcome for the Hornets. But I think there's a lot to be proud of, a lot to look forward to for both teams. For Alabama State, wow, you really have a quarterback in Ryan Nettles. This guy's a redshirt freshman. He's big. Did anybody else think little Cam Newton out there, but forget the little part? He looked really good. This guy hasn't played football in almost 3 years. He's coming off an injury in high school and then the pandemic. He got better as the game went along, still made a few mistakes out there. For Southern University, they held on to their identity as a strong team against the run. They held Alabama State to just 125 yards rushing. Skelton, the quarterback, well, he missed a few throws, but he got into the end zone with the ball as well, which is what really counts. So, Southern University with the win. Our Stephen J. Gaither was there in Montgomery. After the game, he talked to the winning coach, Coach Dawson Odoms.
TC, what's going on? It's SJG in Montgomery. We just witnessed a great start for the 2021 SWAC football spring season. Alabama State hosting Southern University. Southern, of course, is the two-time defending SWAC West champions, but they haven't defended. That last defense came in 2019. So it's been a while since they've been out on the field. So a lot of things have changed for Southern University, including the offensive coordinators. And early on, it looked like it. Quarterback Ladarius Skelton and the offense weren't able to take advantage of some opportunities that the defense afforded them. And, it took a little while for things to get going. Things got better in the second half, though. And Coach Dawson Odom says that's what he wants to see out of his offense, particularly his senior quarterback, who he's going to count on going forward in the spring season as well as the fall.
He's football player. And it was his time. He made a bad play, fumbled the ball. He's getting better. But we go as he goes. And he gave us a chance. He made the plays when we needed them to be made. He scored again. They called it back. I thought the pass that he threw to McClain was a touchdown. But I thought he played better in the second half and gave us an opportunity to win the football game.
You have a new offensive coordinator, right? So it's also a little bit of first time in the game situation for that, right? How do you think that factored into maybe what happened early and then kind of getting through later?
5 new coaches. We got 5 new coaches on our staff and 4 on offense. So it's gonna take some time, but thing I tell them, you don't have time. We playing now, so let's get better from week 1 to 2. But I think it's a lot easier to get better after a win, and they'll keep playing, they'll keep fighting. And as long as they do that, we're going to have a chance. I thought we played extremely hard tonight. Even though we went through lows in the game where they made some plays. But, they got scholarship players too. They're going to make some plays. It's just how you respond. I thought it was times in the game he didn't respond very well, but Skelton responds every time. So, he's a competitor. He's a fearless competitor, and I think he got a chance to see that tonight.
So this was the second game in a week that I've been to, socially distanced. Everybody's wearing the mask, taking temperature checks and everything. So it's totally different from the football that we're used to. But tonight it felt a little bit more like the HBCU that football that we know. There were touchdowns, and when the touchdown was scored, the band played neck. And Maybe it's just because I was closer to the band here than I was at Jackson State, and I could hear it a little bit more audible. But there was an energy about this game. It being a SWAC game, it probably wasn't your primetime SWAC game, but it was close for being in February. So a great start to the spring season for Southern University. Alabama State's got to go back to the drawing board. They were very much in this game. They very much could have won it. But in the end, the Jaguars of Southern University are now 2-0, and they face Arkansas Pine Bluff next week.
All right, thank you, Steve. We'll have much more from him at hbcugameday.com. Make sure you catch his synopsis of the game on Friday night, the only game of the weekend in the SWAC. We also heard from Coach Ely after the game. Again, it comes down to you can't blame the kicker. That was the final play of the game that would have tied it and potentially sent it to overtime, but there was a blown coverage. There was a pick six. There was just always those, if you could take away one of those key mistakes, could have been a different outcome for Alabama State.
Defensively, I thought we played real stout, gave up a couple of big plays, that turned into a touchdown. They ran a boot and threw a delay back to the tight end out the backside. We took our eyes off from chasing the quarterback, and was a great call for them at that time, and was able to tie things up. And then we got the ball on our side of the field and just couldn't, just had too many mistakes to get it back across the 50. And they capitalized on that with a field goal and got up 3 points. And I thought the kids played hard, trying to give us an opportunity to tie the game up. And as I told the team, it didn't come down to a kick. It's too many points involved for it to come down to a kick. It was mistakes made by everybody. The kick is just highlighted because it was the last play of the game. But, we'll find a way to get back and make the correction from this game and move forward.
So both teams ready to move on in the shortened spring season in the SWAC. But again, what an outstanding game. It was fun to watch. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't know how it would feel. A slow start, but we actually had a thrilling ball game in the end. Southern University with the win, 24-21. We'll have much more on this game throughout the weekend. And then next week, if all things go well, we'll have some more games to look forward to. The SWAC in that geographic footprint still dealing with a lot because of the winter storm that hit Texas and that surrounding area. And COVID, of course, still a factor when it comes to whether or not teams will play. But if they do play, we'll have lots to talk about for next weekend. All right, that's all from Atlanta. Exciting game in Montgomery. I'm Tolly Carr. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here at HBCU Game Day.